Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Summer. I make content about motherhood, parenting, pregnancy, just everything related that you could think of. Today, I actually wanted to make a different style of video. Lately, I've been making a lot of vlogs and like what I eat in a day breastfeeding, but today I want to focus on something that was very pivotal in my life. I wanted to talk today about the NIPT test and the corresponding Materna21 test. So if you want to hear my story, I've linked that video down in the description about my whole NIPT experience, which was quite negative. But it's a realistic look at what my family went through. So today I kind of wanted to touch on a few topics of what NIPT is all about. Just to clarify, because I've had tons of questions and comments about this. The NIPT test is a non-invasive blood test that picks up on free cell data. And what that is, the placental cells will get into the mother's bloodstream, and that is what they go off of. These cells that are free floating, or particles of cells, not even full cells, that are free floating in the mom's bloodstream that mirror the fetus's DNA. They take that and they do a screening, and then they give you a percentage of what they found in these free cell DNA particles. And there is a lot of controversy with this test because of so many false negatives and false positives. And there is a more conclusive test that they give you afterwards. So in my mind, why even go with the not as conclusive test? NIPT stands for non-invasive prenatal test. And like I said, they just draw blood. They also test for a hormone called AFP. And this hormone, if elevated, can be indicative of chromosomal abnormalities. But there are so many other factors that can raise this hormone in mothers. The fact that I have inflammatory bowel disease, the fact that I am of advanced maternal age, and my baby will be cooing in the background, by the way. And the fact that I was on medication, a corticosteroid, during this whole process of the NIPT, which my doctor did not touch on or go over or even think was an issue while I was taking this test. All of those factors also raise AFP levels. I have done my research. You should also do your research. I was unfortunate that I did my research after I got the test and the results. So I'm making this video in hopes that it can help someone out there understand the results and the test that in my eyes is completely unnecessary. There is also a Materna21 test, and that is a more conclusive test than NIPT. It actually tests the fetal cells, which I just don't understand why they would even offer the NIPT. And it's also just a screening, the NIPT test. So once I got the results for that and was completely devastated because I had a very high risk of having a child with some kind of chromosomal abnormality. Although my nuchal translucency test came back normal. And if you want to know more about the nuchal translucency, please let me know. I'll make a video all about that because I went down quite the rabbit hole with that. Anyway, the Materna21 test tests the actual fetal DNA. They do draw blood for this, but it's completely more conclusive than the NIPT, and they'll send you to get a more conclusive test if your NIPT test comes back as high risk. I'm sure that there are insurance issues as far as coverage for the Materna 21, obviously, because insurance can be a nightmare. But once I got the Materna 21 test and found out that my baby was perfectly healthy and fine, I had a really bad taste in my mouth, as I mentioned in my previous video. So I just wanted to make this video to be a forewarning. I know that word sounds quite dramatic, but do your research. If you are pregnant and you are considered high risk, or your doctor recommends the NIPT test, I really suggest you do your research, because there are so much false negatives and false positives. And I was reading, please do your own research, that people have actually terminated pregnancies because of NIPT results, and it's not a very accurate test. That's crazy to me. So please do your research. I would completely recommend the Materna 21 test because they give you conclusive results. I feel very naive for the fact that I didn't do my research on this test, and literally for weeks I was crying every single day. My family was crying. For what? So those are my thoughts on the NIPT versus the Materna 21 test. Please comment down below and ask whatever questions you may have. I will try to answer them as well as I possibly can. My advice to you would be, ask the questions from your OB, because these things are very important during a pregnancy. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate all of your support. Just a reminder, I am not a doctor. Speak to your own doctor about all of these topics, and thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it.